Roland asks, is it possible to give 0 or negative stars to the insurance company? We'll be talking about that on today's Denial of the Day. Roland writes into us, I've been with them for 18 years. It's a long time. I needed a new roof from hail damage to my commercial property, and the insurance company denied the claim. I tried to get new insurance and was denied because I had too much hail damage at my property. Every property owner within 2 blocks has had their roof replaced. Run. Don't even consider insurance from this insurance company. They don't do anything for you except take your money while charging you more than anyone else. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I get a lot of times that clients of ours at Bellator Claims feel this way because the insurance company isn't doing the job that they signed up for. And it's all outlined in this little thing called the policy if you have read it. And I know you have not read it. And that's okay, because it's boring and it's crazy and it's confusing. The thing, though, that you need to understand is if you are going to make a claim, before you do that, you need to read your policy and understand what coverage you have and what coverage you don't have. My recommendation, I know nobody wants to hear this and nobody's going to do it, but my recommendation is every time your policy renews, you need to review that policy and make sure you have the right coverage and there aren't any new exclusions or endorsements that show up that you're not aware of. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to an insured that said, oh, I didn't even know that was in my policy, right? Because they send you a letter, really small font, that says, hey, we're changing your policy in a way that you probably aren't going to be happy. So we're hoping you're not going to read this letter, right? It's the game that's played. But you can avoid that by actually reading what's in your policy and the coverage that you have to make sure as your life changes, as your kids get older, leave the home, you might get married, you might get divorced, you might have any of these things happen, plus whatever else is in your life. If you run a business, if you have horses, if you have cats, dogs, whatever it might be, right? Make sure you have the right coverage for your needs first. Coverage is the most important. Premium is the second most important. I know nobody wants to hear that, and it might fall on deaf ears, but cheap insurance is cheap until you make a claim where the insurance company's like, we're not going to pay it. And I've seen gaps of like 7,000, 8,000, 12,000, 30,000, and more where the insurance company's like, we're just not going to pay that. We don't have it for it. Really? Why? We just don't. Why not? We're not going to pay it. Well, what's the whole point of the policy? It doesn't matter. We're not going to pay it. And so you might run into things like that in those situations. And if you do, contact us, bellatorclaims.com. We're here to help you fight for everything that's in your policy and get it fully and fairly paid as quickly as possible. bellatorclaims.com. Contact us as soon as possible.